Hey all, now I am going to demonstrate you how to connect our web page to database. Mainly, I need to achieve three objectives here. The first thing is how to retrieve the data entered in a text box of a HTML page and store it in a variable. And the second objective is to connect to a database. And the third objective is to execute the query and printing the corresponding result. Okay, let's get started with this HTML page. In this HTML page, I have a form which contains an input tag and a button, submit type button. And over here I specified that the action equals to 2.php and method equals to post. When I given a data within this, when I given a data to this input tag and click the submit button, this data with the help of post method, it will be transferred to 2.php, redirected to 2.php. And I also given the name as role. Wait, let me zoom it first of all. Okay, see, I have a form and the input tag and submit type button. Within the input tag, I have specified the type equals to text and the name equals to role. When I enter the data in this input tag and click on the submit button, this data will be redirected to the 2.php with the help of post method. So let us have a look of the 2.php. This is my PHP code in which a variable I want to mention here. In PHP, every variable will be preceded with a dollar symbol and also an array and a object, result set object, anything will be preceded with a dollar symbol. So here with the same method post and the name role of the input tag, I have retrieved the information from the HTML page to 2.php page and stored it in a variable f. And over here I am going to print it echo dot. With this concatenation operator I am going to print the string. Let me comment it out. Well, now let us execute our HTML code and check whether our first objective is achieved or not. Okay, let us go back. Here you can see my HTML page 1.html. Here I have an input tag text box and submit type button. Later I have, and let me enter the data. Let it be Tarun. When I click on the submit button, this data is redirected to here. Wait a minute, I didn't save this. Let me save this and execute it again. So when I entered Tarun and click on submit button, error comment started line for, wait 1 minute, give me a minute. Okay, I didn't comment out it properly. Okay, now let me again. Over here I have Tarun and when I click on submit, did I save it? I didn't save it. Okay, it's my fault. Okay, when I refresh it, okay, I got Tarun here. My first objective is achieved. I entered the Tarun as the data. When I click on the submit button, this data is redirected to the 2.php and stored in the variable f and printed like Tarun. Printed as Tarun here. Now let me show you the two objectives at a time, 2 and 3 objectives at a time. That is connecting to a database and executing a query. See, PHP provides a method named mysqli underscore connect to connect to a database. It varies depending on the databases. Before going to these parameters, let us have a look of the database. See, this is my database which is in the local host. I have a database named student and also a table named test which contains a 10 records of students' roll numbers and their corresponding results with attributes SID and SMarks. Okay, remember these attributes SID and SMarks, and the table name is test and database name is student. As you come back to the code, mysqli underscore connect accepts 4 parameters. One is server name, username, password and database name. Here my server name is localhost and username is root and password is nothing, and my database name is student. Here on successful connecting to the database, the connection object will be On the successful connection to a database, we can use this connection object for execution of query, updating a database and inserting values into a table and deleting a database, or any operations can be done using this connection object. Okay, here I am writing my query in the string format. Select star from test. Test is our table where SID is our attribute equals to the variable name which I have mentioned over here. Let me comment this out. Okay, select star from test where SID equals to this variable, and the string query is stored in the SQL. Here again PHP provides a method or a function named query. With the help of this object, as I mentioned before, with the help of this object we are going to execute our query, and which returns a result set object, and this result set object is stored in result. Now usage of connection is over. I closed the connection, and with the help of num underscore rows method, now I am checking whether the result set object contains any rows or not. Think if there are no rows returned when query is executed, that means no such roll number in the database, which means there is no such roll number in the database. So I printed the same thing here. If there is any rows returned, then what I do is, with the help of fetch association method, I break down the row into an array and store it in a row array. And with the concept of associated array is nothing but, in generally we have a numerical array with the indexings 0 to n, which does not have any meaning. Instead of this numerical indexing, if we have string indexing, this is the called as associated array. If we have string indexing, then this array is called associated array. It is similar to the concept of dictionary, which has key value pairs. Here SID, let it be the key, and the data will be the 21BQ, the roll number will be the value. So the corresponding value will be stored in Q, and the SMarks will be the key, and the corresponding result will be stored. Okay, CGPA will be stored in the result, or this R variable, and I am printing over here the same variables Q and R. So let us check whether our second and third objectives are achieved or not. Okay, let me save this code first. Continue. Okay, as Tarun is not present in this database, it returned that no such roll number in the database. So let us pass a correct parameter here, 21BQ, let it be O1, and submit. The corresponding result is printed over here. Let us check the result is correct or not. 8.8. Okay, O1 got 8.8, and the same thing is written over here.